Hey there! Today I'm going to show you how to start an HTML document from scratch. That is, to make your own website on your own without any help from anybody else, just the pure way. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, here we're using Windows, so you do something similar on a Mac. I'm just going to right click on the desktop and choose New Text Document. And I'm going to change the name to index.html. And the word index can be anything you want at this point. I'll explain why I use the word index later on in a future tutorial when we upload it to a server to be public on the web. The dot is, of course, like any extension, used to designate that there will be an extension coming up, and the extension is .html. And you can use .html, but it is important to be consistent. I tend to use .html. So I'm going to hit enter, and Windows is going to give me a warning if this is really what I want to do, and it is, so I click yes. And then I am going to open this up in Notepad++. That is a good starting editor for HTML pages, a general editor for text documents and all that kind of thing for free on the web. So search for Notepad++. There are several other free HTML editors that you can use, or if you have another one that you use, which is fine. They all tend to work the same. But for starting out, we're going to start with Notepad++. So I'm going to open this with Notepad++. And if you download Notepad++, you can also start your new document in here. File, New. But I wanted to show you the other way to do that too. So we have our document open here. The first thing we're going to do is put in the doc type. So that is an open bracket, a exclamation mark, the word doc type, a space, and then the word HTML, and it's very simple from years past. So this is the one you're going to want to use. And that just designates to the browser when it opens up your page what kind of document it is. And then you're going to return enter and get a second line. And then we're going to first create our first all-containing container, which is the main container element for everything in the page, and that is called the HTML element. And every element, it works this way, where there is a open bracket, or most every element, and a close bracket, and then what type of tag it is in between. And then we also, in this case, have to close it, and this is the way you do that, with a open bracket, a forward slash, and an HTML, and or whatever the tag is, and the close bracket. So this is our first container, and that's the one that the browser requires. And inside of this, I'm going to put the first part inside that, which is called the head tag. And I'm going to indent it 4 spaces and type the head tag the same way with the brackets around it. And I am also going to close it the same way with the forward slash. So that's our very top container inside of the HTML container, and that contains things that the browser needs to read that you won't visibly see on the page. I'll show you one element we'll put inside there later, but for now we'll move on to the next tag, and that's the meat of the document, which is called the body tag, BODY. And the same thing goes as far as brackets and closing the tag with the slash there. So these each, I'll put a space here so we can see them different. Here is one container which contains these 2 containers, in which we'll put other items in. And the thing you want to make sure is that these are always balanced out, and by indenting them like this, we can see that they even out and they're balanced. And we'll talk more about that as we move forward. So one tag I want to show you that can go inside the head element is the title tag. And again, we close it out with the closing tag. It's called title. And a lot of times I do both of the tags, or both of the element to close it before I even put anything in, so then I verify that it's all neat and tidy and I don't forget. And then I can click in between there and I'm going to type in my first web page. And you can put anything in here that you want to. This is going to be the title of the page, which is very, very important for the browsers to read. And then what I'm going to do is save it. And in Notepad++, there's a save button here. I can hit Control S or Command S as well. And then what's going to happen, we'll go back to the document on our desktop here. And I'm going to open this in a browser. So right click, open with Google Chrome in this case. And here it is. It's a blank document. We haven't put any content in yet. But what you'll see at the top here is my first web page, which we put in the title tag here. And that's important for what is on the top of the document and what search engines will see when you look at Google. For instance, it'll be the title will be the main item that shows up in the search engine and all other search engines. So that's how that looks. And then one other item I'm going to show you is I'm just going to put something in the body tag just to show you how that works. It's not going to be anything fancy or anything detailed. I'm going to hit Control S to save, tab over to our document in the web page in Chrome, in the Chrome browser, and refresh, and there's Hello World. And that'll be your first web page. And then we'll continue on with the next tutorial, how to add a little more content with more elements, more types of elements, and the different things you can do with them. Thank you for watching.